When you first open up Epic, you generally have to sign in. I'm already inside of my own teacher account. So the reason I chose Epic is because I love how easy it is to use for students. Um, it gives you the ability to let students read on an iPad, for example. Um, a lot of them are audiobooks, so students can choose between, and this is under first grade, so students can choose between any type of book genre they like. They can search for different kinds of genres. Um, I don't know why Princess in Black is like one of the top ones that comes up. I have a lot of students who love National Geographic books. Um, Another great thing about these is after you go through an entire book, a lot of the books, if not all of them, have a quiz at the end of them. Okay, there it came up. And you also have the option to assign specific books for students. So after you go through an entire book, and some of them are audiobooks, which means there aren't pictures. So I try not to show those to my younger students. I like to give them the read with me. So it'll highlight the words as you go through as it's reading it to the student. And those are so fantastic for beginning readers. But once you finish a book, you get to click on your finish book. Oh, I'll need to read a little longer. So it knows how fast you're going through the book, which is fantastic because you will get a lot of students who will do what I just did, which is just click right through it. um, but they do generally have a little quiz at the end, which is nice. It also changes every time, so it doesn't ask you the same questions. So if a student went back and read the same book, they're actually being engaged in a different way with different questions, which is fantastic. You do have the option to look at different kinds of videos for all different kinds of things. I took it off for my students so they're not able to do it. So it won't come up even for me unless I turn it back on. I did this because I found more students watching videos than reading. Not that the videos aren't useful, it's just with my class and my level, I felt like that wasn't something that they needed per se. Oh, here it comes up anyway. So another great thing is that you can assign each one of your students into their own part. They have their own student login. Um, and the nice thing is that they also get rewards. So what that means for them is the more that they read, they level up. And kids love incentives. So having the ability for them to level up is really exciting. I'll have my kids comparing how much they've read before, which is so nice to hear. Another thing that's really great about all of that is that you can, if they have home access, you can have access to that with their parents' email, and you can track what they're reading at home and at school. It also helps them level up faster, which again, they love. So over the course of the last year, I've had 17 students. We've finished 565 books. It's 139 hours of reading. And of course, my 210 videos watched. So it's really awesome because you can see everything your students read. You can also see, okay, he spent this much time on it. That's not a lot of time, or that's, too long. Maybe I should help them find a different book that might be a little more helpful, more aligned with what they need. You can go to each individual student. So I can click through and go, okay, she's read this much of this. She wasn't interested in this book. And just connect into the book whisperer that I just finished reading for a class. Miller talks about how important it is to have the students connect with allowing students' interest to be part of what they're reading and having the ability to help them, connect with what they are interested in, because sometimes it's really hard, especially for younger kids, to know what they're super interested in. I see we're really interested in a lot of pop culture. But if that's what's getting her reading, then let's do it. So this is the reason I love Epic. I think it's awesome. A lot of the times they give you deals for the parents at home. So it's completely free to use as a teacher. It's not free at home. One great promotion that they just did actually was 3 months for $5. So it cost parents $5 for the whole summer so that they have the option to still read at home. And like Epic pushes it because it is so important. And I love that. But that is great for parents to also have the ability to have some of those coupons and stuff like that. The other one that I was going to show you today is called Voicethread. So what Voicethread is this fantastic website where you can connect your students in one place to either watch something or respond to something as a whole group format. Very similar, in my opinion, to some of the cooler aspects of Facebook. So being able to respond to what your friends say, or being able to tell your friends you like something that they're doing, being able to post like a silly, response video, all that stuff the kids are able to do, but in an extremely safe environment. You are the only one that has access to it. So that's fantastic in itself. This is one of the ones I already set up. I just picked a random picture online. So one of the only things that is hard because I'm screencasting is that you're not going to be able to hear the audio from what's on my computer. But what I did was ask the students, well, per se the students, even though it's my responses, what's something that you noticed about the picture that that interested you or sparked a question? And so I just went through and did some of the options that you're allowed to do. So for this one, it's me speaking. And then if you go down here, I did an audio response of, how I felt about the picture. Another one was another audio response. You can text, so you can comment on something and text in, okay, I have a comment about this. So I can't engage in this one simply because I'm not signed in. Sorry. But they also have the option for video responses. I don't have a webcam, so I wasn't able to post what that would look like. But there are different ones that you can go through and browse that are already set up. So K-12, for example, we'll go with social studies. So it's this whole different setup of responses, simple comments, video responses, and then everyone is able to get a say. You're able to see exactly what your friends are saying. You're also able to see as a teacher that every single one of your students has responded, which is a nice and engaging way. And you're also able to, try and engage those students who you only ever see post a comment or something small. So I thought they were really cool and definitely a different way to get students engaged. I think it would help some of your quieter students definitely open up a little more if they get the opportunity to, go talk in a quiet space about how they're really feeling about something. I know that I used to be one of those students when I first started. And so I thought that this was a really great way to develop some different kinds of technology in the classroom, even for some of my younger kids. We were trying and practicing this, but with practice, it definitely got a lot better and was really interesting to see how excited they were to be able to do something different. It also helps them to be able to type out their own response. And I would definitely have a lot of kids go that doesn't look right and want to revamp how they were typing, which I thought was really interesting that I didn't think would happen. But this is why I chose Epic and Voicethread. I thought they were both really cool ways to engage technology for students, and definitely different, which I loved. So thank you for listening.